driven with the passion to influence many young scholars and students. Our guest for tonight is a trainer, researcher, and writer, Dr. Lamia Al-Kohiji, a PhD and master's degree holder in linguistics with a goal to develop teaching methods across the region.
The digitalization of education refers to the use of technology in education, and this encompasses the application of a wide spectrum of practices, whether in traditional face-to-face classes, blended learning, or online learning. As there has been resistance to many technological advances, the digital book is another controversial topic that leads to contention, but turning a blind eye to it will only make us lag behind. I'm Dr. Lamia Al-Kohiji, and I'm taking part in a study entitled The Digital Textbooks in the Member States of the Arab Bureau of Education for the Gulf States, an evaluation against international standards of EU textbooks. The study aims to 1. Deduce a well-defined description of digital books. 2. Set standards for assessing digital textbooks based on published research and studies. 3. Assess available textbooks used in the schools of the member states of the Arab Bureau of Education. And 4. Finally, accordingly, make recommendation on and set guidelines to how to produce proper and effective digital books for schools. It is important to notice that digital books this study is concerned with are not a mere PDF version or any picture copy of the paper book, nor are they book contents displayed as web page version. As in that case, paper books outvie e-books. What we mean by digital textbooks is an e-book that you can display on electronic devices, flip its pages, and simultaneously get it to interact with the user. For example, key terms should be clickable in order to get pop-up definitions. The images should be enlargeable, and where appropriate, 3D or videos should be relevant to the lesson should be available. Both simple and advanced search features should be included. Units and lessons are expected to be interlinked. Many, if not all, of the end of lesson or unit exercises should be interactive with instant feedback given to the user or submitted through the book itself to the course or subject instructor for assessment. It is important to notice that a digital textbook is an educational tool, no more. That means that the digital textbooks are futile in the wrong hands and with no motivation to learn. A digital textbook cannot compensate for a proficient teacher or instructor and a good educational or management system or team. What digital textbooks will do is make education easier on one hand, and on the other, it empowers students with more autonomy to be less dependent on teachers and parents and less likely to make use of many scattered resources in order to enjoy an integral learning experience. Digital textbooks, in the way that our research defines them, are suitable for face-to-face, online, and homeschooling alike. Besides, digital textbooks are easy to upgrade, environmentally friendly, and cost-efficient. The idea of the study was initiated by the Gulf Arab States Educational Research Center, GASTRIC, which is based in Kuwait and is interested in conducting research and studies related to the educational field in the countries which are members in the center, that is, the GCC countries in addition to Yemen. Gastric initially contacted Dr. May Ahmed Shamendi, the acting director of the Regional Center for Information and Communication Technology, RCICT. RCICT is considered one of the most experienced centers in research and studies related to digital empowerment in education. The University of Bahrain is one of the strategic partners of RCICT. And once Gastric contacted Dr. May Shamendi about this project, she immediately referred to the University of Bahrain. The study started at the end of last academic year, 2019-2020, and we are now more than halfway through the study. It's worth mentioning that this study received great interest and follow-up from Mrs. Nawal Ibrahim Al-Khatir, head of RCICT Executive Committee, and His Excellency Dr. Majid bin Ali Naimi, Minister of Education, head of RCICT Governing Board. The main researcher is Dr. Jafla Hassan Al-Ammari, Assistant Professor, the College of IT, University of Bahrain. She holds a PhD in IT from Murdoch University, Australia. She has extensive experience in conducting IT-related research, whether at academic level or national projects for government institutions. Dr. Al-Ammari is currently working on a national project with the E-Government Authority to assess the Customer Satisfaction Index, BHSCI. The other two researchers are myself and Dr. Abdelghani Al-Hutami. Dr. Al-Hutami is an assistant professor, Bahrain College of Teachers, BTC, the University of Bahrain. He holds a PhD in educational psychology, assessment, statistics, and research methods from the University of Pittsburgh, USA. He has several academic publications in the field of education and assessment. In 2018, Dr. Al-Hutami, myself, and Mrs. Rima Youssef from Al Rashid Physical Therapy Center won a prize in the category of Sports Medical Research in Nasser bin Hamad Award for scientific research. I myself hold a PhD from the University of Edinburgh, UK, in linguistics. I used to be an academic at the University of Bahrain when this study commenced back in 2019. I'm currently an independent researcher and trainer focused on advanced courses for employees and master degree research students. I have also provided consultation services to some local schools. I have a number of academic publications, a few articles, an academic book, and a chapter in a book, besides 2 novels published in Arabic. In evaluating the current available e-textbooks in the member states, we have had tremendous support from 2 skilled IT specialists, Mrs. Amina Grenis, a teacher and the acting head of research group at RCICT, and Mrs. Fatma Abdul Latif, a database programmer at the IT College at the University of Bahrain. Their technical knowledge and preciseness have added valuable insight into the standards we have set. Mrs. Grenis from RCICT has helped us so far in sorting and assessing over 9,000 electronic educational contents in different member states. Together, we complement each other as each of us looks at the aspects and construct of the work from a different academic perspective and brings in different experiences. Perhaps one major challenge has been the fact that there is abundant literature on the topic, but the vast majority do not provide clear-cut boundaries as to whether a book provided online is digitized enough to be considered a digital book. Besides, many studies use the terms electronic and digital interchangeably, And this makes the area between being only a copy of the book provided on a screen with no or only a few other features, and being a fully fledged digital book blurry. We had to spend some time to set clear division and less measurable criteria to properly set the distinction between the two. The second challenge is that so far, each of the applications and programs for designing a digital book we have examined provide certain features and not others, which makes it difficult to recommend one for all, and we have to decide which suits which type of books most. I'm incredibly pleased to be part of this project and hope to take part in more research that serves the community. I have always believed that a thesis or a dissertation is only a driving license, and only when one publishes books or conducts research afterward, especially when there is a need for the outcomes, is that one has transferred from being a student or an instructor at a university to an academic member.